Well, one of the most impressive performances at Gloucester Park last Friday night was given by 3-year-old filly Lady de la Renta, driven for the first time in a race by Chris Voke. And Chris, you drive her in the $50,000 Dainty's Daughter Classic on Friday night.
Yeah, I was just going to say she's come up with barrier 5, so it's an interesting race as far as, I guess, the barrier draw's gone with, where your major players have drawn. So, she was very impressive last start anyway, Ken.
And you weren't worried about going up to face the breeze last Friday night, and she did that well?
Well, pre-race wasn't to sit in the breeze, of course, but, everything went back and it was pedestrian speed early. So we sort of just landed there, I guess, but it didn't seem to worry her because her last 3 quarters were solid. Obviously, we had a bit of luck with the favourite galloping in front, but I wouldn't have missed the first 3 with her. I don't believe. I'm pretty confident of that.
Of course, the favourite was a colt or a gelding in Speedman, and you were driving a filly, and so you're back to fillies company. So that's going to make it easier this week.
Yeah, we got some nice fillies. Don't worry. They're capable of running good time. I think like I said, with the if we had a drawn to lead, I think we're nearly unbeatable. Cop Beach draws the lead. She's probably nearly unbeatable. Infinite Symbol went good from barrier 1 at Northam in a handy enough field. So it's going to probably be a bit of a tactical affair, but I'm happy to be driving the horse I'm driving.
You watched Cot Beach, no doubt, win at Pinjarra yesterday when she giggled at the start, but won quite convincingly.
Yeah, she happened to bubble, which is something she's never done, but I think it guaranteed her a frontline draw for Friday. So I think the only barrier, she's good with a sit, Cot Beach, but I think even you'd take a backline draw or a frontline draw with her, she's got a lot of gate speed, so she potentially can cross still from out at her draw. Probably would be nice. I don't wish bad luck on any horse, but if she bubbled again, I wouldn't be too disappointed if she did that. But I'm sure Group 1, Gaz and Christy Elson and their connections wouldn't like it. But hey, it's going to be an interesting affair.
Now, Chris, going from a 3-year-old fillies classic to a standing start affair, and you drive Assassinator, and you've had a lot of fun with the Ross Oliveri trained Assassinator in the last several months.
Yeah, you couldn't believe that I galloped him hopelessly his first 4 goes from a stand, could you? But he's been performing very well. He's run in the Northern Cup. I think if he was 1 spot closer, he probably would have been the winner, the way he got home. But, the winner in that race was a good run. It copped a bit of pressure mid-race, so you can't take anything away from them. And he's been holding good form. He'll get away fast enough to put himself into the race. But, probably one of Matty Scott's might find the front. I haven't really had a good look at the form for it, but they can lead, dictate, and run a solid half, which makes our task a little harder. But definite top 3 chance, I think, Ken.
And you would have watched the horse that's drawn 1 in the stand, and that's David Young's horse, the big powerful fellow. Major Catastrophe.
Yeah.
He looks to be Assassinator's chief rival.
Yeah. Whether he might bubble, we might not get away that quick from barrier 1. But I'd rather draw 5 or 6 off the front with a good stand horse than barrier 1. I just think it's a tight turn. But if that horse got crossed and one of Scotty's led, I'd say he'd be in the breeze. So we might be able to get into a trailing spot, and he's certainly, his was a real good run in the Northern Cup too. I think he's sort of. This is you're right. I probably overlooked him. He's a horse. He's probably the main chance of the race, to be honest, on that. So yeah.
And Chris, barrier 1 at Gloucester Park's always a big advantage, and you start off in race 1, drawing barrier 1 with Don't Want to Die. Has he got any hope of running into the money?
He'll, I think, have him in your novelties. He's realistically the 1 brings him into a top 5 chance. Maybe hard to see him beating any of those horses. Because they're capable to run some pretty slick time, but on the fence at Gloucester Park, he's probably, you throw him in for your 3rd to 5th, I think, something like that, without, being any derogatory to the horse. It's just the class we're up against today on Friday. But you never want to give up barrier 1.
Certainly not. So, Chris, thanks for your time and good luck on Friday night.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scarce book, actually. I might have to start doing a bit more PR work. Go around and send some cards out or something like that. I don't know. Maybe start talking to some of the female, the older, mature female trainers. They might like a young 30-year-old, eh?
A bewhiskered one is at that too.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I shaved, I'd probably look like I'm about 29. You know, keep the whiskers, I'm probably 35. I'm a chance.